Okay, so let's continue with the first presenter, Dr. Ghadir Pourhashem. Ghadir is senior researcher in intelligent transport systems at the University of Žilina in the Irradiate Plus team. He is a project coordinator of the MOTIV project. Furthermore, he is involved in some other European research and innovation projects such as eSmartTech, which is the project financed by Interreg Europe, and the Sustainable Urban Mobility Indicators project financed by ECDG Move. Ghadir's expertise is in travel survey design, travel behavior analysis, impact analysis of ICT and ITS applications on travel pattern and transportation demands, environmental impact assessment of transportation systems, travel demand modeling, transit-oriented development planning, and sustainable mobility planning. Ghadir is also a representative in 3 coast actions. So Ghadir, please.
Thank you very much, Tatiana, for the nice introduction. So as Tatiana mentioned, today we are talking about the MOTIV results, and this event dedicated to showcase of the MOTIV results and what we could achieve during last 33 months of the project lifetime. Today I'm talking about, giving you through my presentation general information about the MOTIV project, how MOTIV project generated, so what we could achieve, and further elaboration about result and some more results can be further elaborated with my colleagues later on in other sessions. So before starting talk about the MOTIV project, I would like to give you a little background information about the value of travel time. So as you already know that there are 2 views on the value of travel time. The first and the traditional one says travel time is not productive. So as you already know that the research on value of travel time started since 60s with this assumption that the travel time is not productive, therefore it should be minimized. So and on the other hand, there is an emerging view that says travel time might be valuable. These values can be measured in terms of quality of experience, not necessarily from the economic point of view or productivity point of view. Having this idea in mind, this emerging idea in mind, led us to ask this question: what does represent value in mobility from traveler perspective? So to answer this question, we prepared the project proposal for 33 months with a small consortium of 7 partners, 3 academic institutes, 2 business partners, 1 mobility consultancy, and 1 European wide association, European Cyclist Federation, with their 3 linked third parties, which helped us with the data collection with almost €2 million to investigate how value of travel time is perceived and experienced across transport mode, generation, and gender at European level. And I'm so proud to share with you this the good news that so far for the MOTIV project, we prepared 23 deliverables that most of them they are public and are available on our website, motivproject.eu. We also produced 9 scientific publications, 3 open access publications that they are also available in our website. So we have also some other scientific publications under preparation, so that will be soon available on our website. And I would like also to take this opportunity to also mention about 1 ebook that now we are preparing. It's about the MOTIV project, and it will be also soon published in our website. When we are talking about the mobility and time value, we are thinking about achieving a good balance between individuals' time use and personal core values, and people mobility and the transport mobility needs. So having this idea in mind led us to led us to, to prepare this MOTIV project that aimed at going beyond the time and cost saving and exploring perceived quality of time and activities where shifting away from a speed paradigm would increase value of travel time. So to be able, as a part of this MOTIV project, we also try to evaluate worthwhileness of travel time. So for this purpose, the MOTIV project proposed 3 worthwhileness elements: productivity, fitness, and enjoyment. So that my colleagues in the next session, they will further elaborate on the definition and the concept of these 3 elements that we use for MOTIV data collection and later on for the data analysis and preparation of worthwhileness index for CBA and for evaluating the worthwhileness of travel time. So MOTIV, to be able in MOTIV, we set up a set of objectives to be able to reach to our main goal, that was contributing to advanced research on value of travel time by introducing and validating a conceptual framework for the estimation of the value of the travel time at individual level based on value proposition of the mobility. And these 4 objectives of the MOTIV that we set helped us to gain this knowledge and about the travelers' reasons and preferences for their travel choices in line with the perceived value proposition of the mobility. And we had also some analysis about influence factors such as ICT connectivity and opportunity for charging, for instance, ICT devices, and also impact of the transport services and infrastructure and shaping value of the travel time for different 3 purposes and activities people when they were doing on move. And all these results and achievements have been published in 2 valuable deliverables that they will be soon also available on our website. And all this information that knowledge that we gained have been elaborated in another report that is about policy and the business recommendation based on the results that we achieved during the MOTIV implementation. Here you can see phases of the work plan that we followed. From the beginning, we started with the conceptual framework and organization phases. So we during this time, we also the MOTIV consortium developed a Woorti app for collection of the user's travel experience on mobility and the time value. We started this data collection for the MOTIV project since May 2019 and last until end of November 2019. So our target was to reach 4,000 users from at least 8 EU countries. So as you already may remember from my last slide, that these countries are Slovakia, Portugal, Spain, Finland, Belgium, Italy, France, and Netherlands, and also Croatia was also one of the countries that participated in data collection campaign. So the purpose for data collection was to have active use of the Woorti app for 2 weeks. And we aimed to collect a data set of at least 56,000 trips from users who already used MOTIV app for this purpose. And we also had data analysis that we achieved very valuable results that have been reflected in 2 deliverables of MOTIV project. So this knowledge elaborate on the VTT methodology for CBA, and also this knowledge will impact decision making on about the transport planning based on the experience factors that are influencing perceived value of travel time for various transport modes and gender and generation in Europe. And I'm also glad to say that we will also release an open data set with mobility behaviors data by end of June 2020 that can be used by other researchers and those people that they are interested in a concept of the value of travel time for transport planning and modeling. Here you can see a key contextual data that we used for the MOTIV project and what we wanted to achieve. So as I already mentioned that thanks to the Woorti app, the app that developed by the MOTIV consortium, we could collect mobility data, more than trip detection and validation by users. So we had also trip purposes and travel experience for each trip leg. So people, they could validate their after each trip, information about that trip, and that they could validate their travel experience with some further information that there were in an app that they could provide to us. We use this data to assess the worthwhileness travel time by proposing the worthwhileness index. We also had investigation about the factors that contributing to the worthwhile satisfaction and dissatisfaction about the worthwhile travel time. And also we had some investigation about activities, valuable activities that people carried out on the move. Most of them, mostly they were associated with use of the ICT devices. So the MOTIV, as I already mentioned, that in MOTIV we used the Woorti app for the data collection. Our focus was on individual travel experience. What were the satisfier or dissatisfier of worthwhile travel time. We collected this information through the Woorti app. So there was there were some kind of requests from travelers or inputs we required from travelers about their activities for that trip leg. So these functions of the MOTIV app Woorti will be further explained by my colleague from the consortium later on in next sessions. Here you can see also some Woorti interfaces, that how Woorti app was look like in two operating system, Android and iOS. So we had these two versions of the Woorti app for both operating systems. So because of that, we could approach more users in Europe by having this possibility. Again, about these functions and features, my colleagues will explain how it worked and what kind of the challenges actually we faced when we were designing this app. So then it might be interesting for you. I will invite you to stay with us until the end, and you will hear about our nice stories and also our challenges. For the MOTIV project, what were expected was to have a comprehensive overview of the preferences, behaviors, and the lifestyles that could influence travel options choices based on the Europeans' real itineraries and routines, and also some kind of the knowledge on modes and circumstances enhancing or curbing value of the travel time. I'm very happy to say that we were able to to produce such a knowledge, and so again I would say that it was one of the milestones of this project, that we could make this promise that we had in our project, or we could meet this. And my colleague again from EuroCAD, they will further explain about this knowledge. And the second MOTIV expected impact was to identify influence factors for the mode choice, about those ICT and the transport related influence factors like that could promote or curbing value of the travel time. So knowledge on socioeconomic and environmental gains from short and medium term in line with the European policies. So we could also achieve this goals, and evidence of the policymakers at all levels that we have also very nice lessons learned that my colleague will explain about again about this part later. And another expected impact of MOTIV was to generate knowledge about the value of travel time in mobility concepts, considering different geographical, economic, and gender factors. Thanks to the data that we collected at the European level, we have such a knowledge, and this knowledge will be released soon, which can stimulate research on the VTT and the related areas. And my last slide is about the mid and the long-term impacts of the MOTIV project. So I would like to say that the major impact of the MOTIV that we envisage are updating the current assessment of the project transport project and contributing to a gender sensitive and inclusive design of mobility services and transport infrastructure such as mass and connected and automated vehicles. And ultimately, we hope this knowledge and the data we will release can support transport policies balancing the need for speed and accessibility with investment for increasing perceived quality of travel time, for increasing besides increasing individuals' well-being. And so I hope this information that I provide you, I tried could be useful for you. If you have any question, as Professor Kovachikova mentioned, after each presentation, you have this possibility to write down your questions in the chat box that you can see on the top. And so please also indicate the name of the name of the presenter that you would like to ask your questions. So my colleagues at UNIZA and ECF, they will collect this information, and we will ask presenters later on in panel discussion. As you may already know that we have a limited time, we will try to answer all your questions, but if we could not, so we will send your question via email to our presenter and we will get back to you with their answer. And I would like once again to thank all my colleagues from the consortium, and besides our kind advisory board members that we worked during the last 33 months hand in hand, and we could achieve these results with their efforts and hard working. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Ghadir.